Elias, hi.
Hello, I cannot understand how Nigel Farage is still in politics. I mean, he keeps starting up these parties and then they disappear. Then he comes back, the same basic take a racist party basically, and he
they're not racist.
Well, okay, they're pretending not, but obviously they are. They're only
they're really not. I'm sure, just like any other party, they've got racists among their membership, but so have other parties. So, I mean, they're not a racist party.
They only exist because they play the racist cards. That's all they do.
No, they don't only exist because they played the racist card, because they haven't done that. They existed initially to see Brexit through and make sure that it happened. That was their raison d'etre.
Okay, well, exactly what you just said was, how was Brexit won? By playing the racist card. It's the same thing.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. And, I mean, if you're going to continue along this line, let's actually stop the conversation, because it absolutely wasn't. Brexit was won for many reasons. Yes, immigration was one, because certainly some people pretended that it would lead to a reduction in immigration. But just to talk about immigration doesn't make people racist, Elias.
The main reason, either you like it or not, okay, the main reason Brexit was won and his party exists is because they played a racist card.
No, it doesn't. Again, you are factually incorrect. You are factually incorrect. There have been many surveys done on why there was a majority that voted for Brexit, and the main reason was sovereignty. Immigration was number 2. And just because it was number 2 does not make people racist.
Well, so Nigel Farage had false pictures pretending this and that was happening, okay? The Reform Party, okay, the reason they exist, as soon as something happens where people of colour is involved in it, that's their front news. They highlight it for about 6 months, even though it becomes history to everyone else. You know.
Well, do you think that because Nigel Farage was the first one to point out? I mean, it was actually when he was presenting on this radio station. I remember it because he would go down to Dover and he would film asylum seekers coming over the channel when nobody else wanted to know, and he pointed that out. Now, I think he actually did it as a public service. I don't think he was racist for doing that.
He does it for the racist reason. He tried to.
No, he doesn't.
He's not. Well, of course he does. How can you say he doesn't? Nigel Farage,
partly because I know him, and partly because I don't believe he's a racist. Simple as that.
Well, there's something wrong with you then. If you know him and you don't think he's a racist, I don't. There's something wrong with you then.
Well, thank you very much for that. But I mean, do continue with your anti-racist rants.
Not having an anti-racist rant. It's a fact. Nigel Farage is racist. Okay,
you say that once more. You say that once more, and I'll end the conversation because I'm bored by you, frankly.
Okay, if there was not a racial issue for Nigel Farage to keep going on about, we would not be hearing nothing from him.
No, we hear from him because he is a very capable man who is very eloquent in putting his point of view forward and has persuaded a lot of people to vote for him over the years, whichever party he's been representing.
The only reason Nigel Farage exists is because he knows how to play people, okay? When certain
what a terrible crime that is. That's what most successful politicians do, whichever party they're in.
He plays people because of okay, I don't want to keep using the word racist, but that's the only thing that comes to me. Because you're a lazy thinker. What you've done is just jerked your knee and decided that is the only thing you can say about Nigel Farage. And the fact that I keep pointing out that you're wrong doesn't seem to register. Well, surely you're a radio commentator as you're doing your job now, okay? How could you should be unbiased as well? Do you know what I mean? Oh, I mean,
again, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's not bias. It's not bias. It's giving my opinion, and you don't happen to agree with my opinion. I'm not a BBC presenter. I'm free to give my opinion, even if you, Elias, don't like it.
9 out of 10 people, if you talk about reform, unless they're whatever, okay, 9 out of 10 people would say they're a racist party.
No, No, they wouldn't. They absolutely wouldn't. I know many members of Reform, whether they're elected politicians or not, and I don't think any of them are racist. As I said, I'm sure there are racist members of Reform, just as there are in the Conservative Party and in the Labour Party, and believe it or not, the Liberal Democrats. I haven't met one in Reform yet.
Well, I don't really... Do you know something?
How many Reform voters do you know?
Had them. None, because I don't...
Yeah,
I don't like
exactly. I rest my case. No. You've lost yours.
What are you talking about?
Well, if you don't know any Reform voters, if you've never spoken to a Reform voter, how can you possibly allege that they're all racist?
I've got Torquay. I'm a member of, for example, this is for example, okay? I'm a member for Torquay thing on Facebook, yeah, about what's going on there. Okay, they're forever putting stuff on there about immigrants and stuff like this. You know, when they do put something, it's always to do with immigrants. Okay, I mean, I don't really know where you're coming from.
Do you think that anyone who talks about immigration is a racist?
It depends how you talk about it.
Well, that is true. That is true. I can agree with you on that. But, for example, if I say to you that I believe that Britain as a sovereign nation has a right to control its borders and has a right to control who it lets into its country, does that make me a racist?
Does that make... You see, well, this is another story.
Well, it's a simple answer, yes or no.
No. The answer is no.
Good.
But there's a but to that, isn't there? Okay?
Is there?
There's a but. Yeah, well, of course there's, yeah. Britain has stolen so much money from these countries and still doing it today. Immigrants got a right to come here.
Run that by me again?
Britain, as a country, has stolen so much country from these poor countries, okay? And it's still going on today. It's not history, by the way. It's still going on today. Now, if Britain is not happy with immigrants coming here, then they should stop exploiting countries along with other countries.
So you basically think anybody has a right to come here?
No. To a degree, what I said was, if Britain is not happy with immigrants, okay, then they should stop exploiting countries where they come
like
from.
Who?
And create...
Who are we exploiting?
You're exploiting more or less the whole of Africa. Europe is still exploiting them.
Oh, really?
Slavery and all this has not gone away. They're just playing the game differently.
Give me an example of an African country that we're currently exploiting.
Where does BP sell them? No, they're stealing the oil, they're stealing the minerals, everything.
Nobody's stealing oil. Any oil that BP gets out of the ground in Africa, they pay for it.
No, they don't. What's wrong with you? What happened was...
Don't keep asking what's wrong with me. There is nothing wrong with me. It's just that you can't argue your case very well. That's the problem. What
happened was, when slavery permanently finished, because Britain wrote the law, everything became theirs, what they wanted. And so that is still exploiting these countries today.
Tell you what, go and read a few history books, Elias, because you certainly need to.
No. So you know... What has Britain got to make it a rich country? What does Britain
What do you mean, what
have?
has Britain got to make it a rich country?
Have they got anything? No. What Britain has comes from overseas.
Does it really? Okay.
Yes.
So everything that we've achieved over the course of the last 300 or 400 years has been achieved through the exploitation of other countries. You genuinely believe that?
100%.
You don't believe it's the innovation of the British people, the work ethic of the British people, all the discoveries that British scientists have made? I could go on.
No, I don't. No, it's all based on blood money. And it's still going on today.
You really don't like your own country, do you?
What do you mean I don't like my own country? I like to speak the truth. If you don't like it, I'm not going to lie for anybody.
Yeah, but you're not speaking the truth. That's the problem.
Yes,
throughout this whole conversation, you've made all sorts of allegations which have turned out to be completely spurious.
What you talking about? Everyone is... do you know something? I can't believe you... there's something... You're the man who wants to go and read some history books, not me.
No, I don't read them. I write them.
Oh, you write them? Well, there you go then. You write them, yeah? So, well, just like most histories written by fools who write them incorrect.
Oh, dear. How long should we continue with this? Should we keep going a couple more minutes?
No, because I'm going to play snooker now.
Well, I wish you luck in getting a 147, Elias.
All right, okay. All right.
Thank you very much, I think. Let's go to John in Hammersmith. John, hi.
Goodness gracious. That was. I don't know what to say. I'm.
Well, it was quite enjoyable,
speechless.
wasn't it? In a masochistic sort of way.
Golly, I wouldn't have your job for all the tea.